Hi, this is Joe Ziemba, the host of When Football Was Football here on the Sports History Network. Aside from my podcasting duties, I'm also a sports collector. And as such, I'm very pleased to share the exciting news that the Sports History Network has partnered with Rochester Sports Autographs, the largest JSA authenticated autograph distributor in the United States, where you can get deals on over 30,000 autograph sports collectibles. So as a collector, I was very pleased when I visited the site of Rochester Sports Autographs. The massive inventory is easy to search, carefully documented, and visually appealing. The options seem limitless, whether you're looking for an autographed baseball, signed football helmets, or basketball jerseys, among thousands of others. I found everything from a Babe Ruth autograph, a signed football by Dick Butkus, and an autographed Larry Bird basketball jersey. And as a collector, you'll be delighted with the very competitive pricing on JSA authenticated products. Made possible since RSA deals directly with athletes, so there's no extra markup, and the savings are passed on directly to the customer. Perhaps you're looking for an early gift for Mother's Day or Father's Day. Heck, who needs a holiday as an excuse to give a piece of sports history to your loved ones? Or how about yourself? Today seems like a great day to add to your own sports collection, right? RSA even has film, music, and other entertainment autographs on the site, so there's something for everyone. All orders from Rochester Sports Autographs are top quality and shipped to your door with top authentication and a money-back guarantee. And to make sure RSA knows that the Sports History Network sent you, we created a special link for you. All you need to do is head to shoprsa.com/SHN. That's shoprsa.com/SHN to get your own piece of sports history today.
Now it's time to take a sports break, a look at sports history on a daily basis. Hello, my friends of sports history. This is Darren Hayes of the Sports Jersey Dispatch podcast. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your place for all things great in sports history, and welcome to your Daily Digits, a sports break for April 17th, as we talk about some of the greatest events in sports history, and we are sure glad to bring them to you. But before we do, let's make sure you are aware of our newsletter. Each and every day, 6:30 a.m., we spit out some great dispatches of sports history for the day, in a sort of on-this-day type format, and we'll bring you some of the great birthdays of Hall of Famers in all the major sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and we'll try to include some soccer and some other sports in there as well. And we'll also bring you some of the great events that occurred on this day as well. So join in each and every day. Sign up is very easy. Go to the show notes of this very podcast or the top of jerseydispatch.com or pigskindispatch.com. Well, in our journey of April 17th sports history, let's take a stop that we'd love to do over at our friend Jay Daniel's website, 80sbaseball.com. He has a great collection of items from each and every day of the year, and including birthdays like we do, but it's all centered around 80s baseball. Make sure you check it out, 80sbaseball.com. Now, on April 17th, 1980, he had a couple of great debuts that occurred this day. First of all, we had Sugar Bear, Floyd Rayford, a left fielder, played in a game and was hitless in his big league debut for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, he ended up spending 7 years in the big leagues and was a fan favorite in the city of Baltimore. And also with the Pittsburgh Pirates, we had a debut that same day, April 17th, 1980, as Rod Scurry, a pitcher, allowed one run over 2 innings against St. Louis Cardinals in his big league debut. And you can always find some great items that Jay Daniel has over there. That's just a few of them. Make sure you check them out, 80sbaseball.com, for all this great information. And now we will go to the realm of all sports. And on this day, in April 17th, some great sports history is made, and we want to preserve just a little small sampling of it with the uniform numbers from the players that wore them. First of all, April 17th, 1869, what many expert historians of baseball consider to be the first professional baseball game was played. It was when the Cincinnati Red Stockings scored 24 runs against the Cincinnati Amateurs, 15 runs. Not a great day for pitchers, but a great day for baseball on that day. April 17th, 1947, number 42, Jackie Robinson, laid down a bunt and beat the throw to earn his first major league hit. Robinson would also walk 2 times as the Brooklyn Dodgers doubled up the Boston Braves 12-6 on that afternoon game. Another legend of baseball happened to have a great event on April 17th, 1951, as Mickey Mantle played in his first Major League Baseball game for the New York Yankees, as he had 1 hit and 4 at-bats. Now Mantle, who wore number 6 that season, played right field and knocked in a run in a 5-0 Yankees win over the Boston Red Sox. Those 2 teams would face each other quite a bit with Mantle at bat, and Red Sox fans remember Mantle very well as Yankees fans do, for opposite reasons, of course. And now we take a little trip into the basketball realm. NBA.com offers a plethora of great events that happened on April 17th. We're going to grab a couple of them that deal with some great Hall of Fame moments in the game of basketball. April 17th, 1966, the Los Angeles Lakers. They got 41 points from Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame guard number 44, Jerry West. Yeah, the guy that is on the logo of the NBA. He helped the team come back from a 34-20 deficit after 1 quarter to beat the Boston Celtics 133-129 in overtime in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Big game, big stage. While the Celtics, however, would come back and win that series in 7 games, but the Lakers come back from 14 points down in the first quarter of Game 1 is the largest first quarter deficit ever overcome in the NBA Finals play. April 17th, 1993, we had another superstar of basketball and future Hall of Famer. Atlanta Hawks number 21, Dominique Wilkins, became the 11th player in NBA history to score 22,000 career points after hitting for 41 points in the Hawks' 110-107 setback against Charlotte. They lost the game, but Dominique was on fire, no fault of his at all. 41 points for the guy that he could do just about anything on the basketball court. Really exciting player to watch. Now, we also have some great items that come from the football realm. First of all, we want to celebrate some Hall of Fame birthdays in the realm of football. April 17th, 1972, Modesto, California, the legendary left tackle, most famously of the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tony Boselli, was born. His parents were Tony Sr. and Candy Boselli, and according to the ProFootballHistory.com website, Tony Sr. worked as a wine sales representative based in Modesto, California. With the lure of great business opportunity, the couple moved the family to Colorado in 1974, and Tony Sr. and his older brother Bud set up a series of McDonald's restaurant franchises. The Boselli brothers at one point had owned 12 Golden Arches locations in the state of Colorado by 1995. And Tony Jr. attended Fairview High School in Boulder, Colorado, and loved football and loved the Denver Broncos quite closely, especially enjoying the play of their fine quarterback, number 7, John Elway, and his gunslinger mentality of play. At the age of 6, Tony started playing football near the family home, and he got some great coaching and grew into that big body that we know, and ended up playing some tremendous football. Now, he ended up starting for his high school football team, and just really had some great things there. We have some more details on that on PigskinDispatch.com. And he was hoping that Notre Dame would offer him a scholarship, but they were one of the few schools that did not offer him any interest. But Boselli received a football athletic scholarship from the University of Southern California, and he went and played for the USC Trojans from 1991 to 1994. And he was a first-team All-Pac-10 selection and first-team All-American in 1992, 93, and 94. The All-American status came from playing both offensive tackle positions, too. In 1994, he also won the Morris Trophy, presented annually to the best offensive and defensive linemen in the Pac-12. He was so good that the College Football Hall of Fame inducted his college career into their Museum of Legends in 2014. Now, Tony Boselli Jr. was selected as the 2nd overall pick in the 1995 NFL Draft, the first ever draft pick of the new Jacksonville Jaguars franchise. You know you're good when you're the first ever draft pick. Now, Boselli was the foundational building block of what they wanted to construct in their offensive line, and their offense was won. He played 7 seasons in Jacksonville and was the anchor of the offensive line at the left tackle position. And Jaguars head coach Tom Coughlin knew he had a winner with the youngster because at 6'7" and 322 pounds, Boselli's size and mobility were a combination seldom seen in a man. And he had a great career in the NFL as well. Unfortunately, the injury bug caught him in later parts of his career. He ended up having to step back from the NFL and not being able to play. But what he did in his career, he received 5 Pro Bowl selections, 3 first-team All-Pro honors, and appeared in 2 AFC Championship games. And last year in the 2022 enshrinement ceremonies, the Pro Football Hall of Fame inducted Tony Boselli into that great museum in Canton, Ohio, and right where he belongs. What a great lineman he was, both for Jacksonville and for pro football. Tony Boselli, Hall of Famer, born April 17th. Now, we also have some other great birthdays that happened on this day. April 17, 1905 in Little Falls, Minnesota, Herb Joesting, the Minnesota Golden Gophers fullback from 1925 to 1927, arrived in this world. He had some tremendous seasons as the Golden Gophers where they really had some good teams back then. Ended up getting inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1954. More details on Pigskin Dispatch about him. Also, April 17, 1941, Red Bluff, California, the Occidental two-way quarterback defensive back of the 1962 and 63 seasons, Bill Riddell was born. He ended up going on and doing some great things after college football. One was getting inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame in 2001, but he played 6 years in the CFL for the Edmonton Eskimos, Hamilton Tiger Cats, and the Calgary Stampeders, and ended up going into some head coaching jobs at some high schools in his local area. But the big story of the day on April 17th in sports history had to happen in 1963, and that came from the NFL as Paul Hornung of the Green Bay Packers and Alex Karras from the Detroit Lions, 2 of the great players in that era of early 1960s football, they were both suspended from the NFL indefinitely for alleged betting on NFL games. Now, it was just some really interesting items that happened there. They did get suspended, and they did get reinstated back in March 16th, 1964. So they missed an entire season, and it was really harmful to both of their teams. We have a full write-up on that on pigskindispatch.com. Also on this date in 1999, the NFL draft took place, and in 1999 draft, the University of Kentucky quarterback Tim Couch was the first pick by the new expansion Cleveland Browns franchise. And there were also some pretty nice picks made by two, as Couch was followed by Syracuse's Donovan McNabb by the Eagles. Cincinnati took Achilles Smith of Oregon. And Hall of Fame back Edgerrin James went 4th to the Colts, followed by Ricky Williams to New Orleans in the big trade when Coach Mike Ditka of the Saints basically gave all the 1999 draft picks for the opportunity to draft Williams. Also drafted that year were NC State wideout Torrey Holt by the St. Louis Rams, and Hall of Fame defensive back Champ Bailey was picked up by the Washington Redskins on that day, according to ProFootballReference.com. Now that is our sports history for this April 17th. We're so glad that you were able to join us once again, and we do this every day, and we'd sure love to have you join us in and read about it on JerseyDispatch.com and PigskinDispatch.com, or look for us here on the podcast as well. We are also on social media. On Twitter, we are at Pigskin Dispatch, and Facebook, we have the Pigskin Dispatch pages. Till next time, everybody, have a great sports history day. Sorry, but my pitching coach just called timeout, and he's coming out to the mound. I think I'm going to get yanked for a reliever. We'll see you back tomorrow for some more great sports history on Sports Jersey Dispatch Podcast. We invite you to check out our websites, JerseyDispatch.com and PigskinDispatch.com. Not only see the daily sports history, but to experience the preservation of great events and people that play the games. Find us on Pigskin Dispatch. It's also on social media outlets of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all your daily sports history. Pigskin Dispatch is happy to be associated with the Sports History Network, the sports headquarters of yesteryear, found at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.
Hi, this is Joe Ziemba, the host of When Football Was Football, here on the Sports History Network. I'm very pleased to announce that I will be partnering with the Sports History Network to give away 2 copies of my latest book called Bears vs. Cardinals, the NFL's Oldest Rivalry. To enter, just head over to the following link, sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways. We hope you'll enjoy the numerous stories in the book, which is largely based on the newly released Dutch Tournament collection at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Dutch was the co-owner of the early Chicago Bears with George Halas and kept correspondence, financial records, and scouting reports, which now allow us to peek into the management of an NFL club during the first few years of the league's existence. Along the way, we'll meet unusual gridiron characters from years gone by, including a quarterback who could throw the ball farther behind his back than he could throwing it forward, a Bears lineman who was such a good tavern fighter that he decided to enter the boxing universe, and a Cardinals halfback who gave up the NFL rushing title by deciding to not show up for his team's final game of the season. And can we forget the time the Al Capone mob interrupted a Bears-Cardinals game? The new book was fun to research, and I hope you will enter our free contest today. Once the winners are selected, we'll be in touch regarding shipping as well as to inscribe the book personally for you. This might make a perfect gift for Mother's or Father's Day, or simply add it to your own personal collection. Once again, enter by visiting sportshistorynetwork.com/giveaways. Thank you and good luck.